Every student in AP Calculus, whether it's AB or BC, has to go through this problem. After all, it's been made famous through all the tweets. If you just tweet AP Calculus escalator problem, you will see all the tweets. All right, here we go. So this is from 2018. This question was both on AB and BC. It was an in-common problem. Really, the issue with this problem, in my opinion, was that students had difficulty interpreting what the information was. So people enter a line at a rate. So this is a rate of people entering a line. Now, in the stem of the problem, they tell us that R of t is measured in people per second. T is seconds. As people get on the escalator, they exit at a constant rate of 0.7 per second. So that rate is always going to be multiplied by the number of seconds. A lot of students struggled with the 0.7. There are 20 people in line at time 0. That is your initial condition. So in question A, this is your typical part A question. Everyone is meant to get this question right. How many people enter the line during the time 0 to 300 seconds? So in this question, you would integrate R of t. In your calculator, you would type this function, because this is between 0 and 300, into y1. When you go to integrate on the TI-89, you would write this on your AP paper, but all right, on your calculator, you would go to the home screen after typing this in y1, and you would type second 7 for the integral, y1 of x, so parenthesis x, comma 0, comma 300. It's lower bound to upper bound. All right, so we end up getting 270 people. You don't have to give the units. No one asked you to give the units in this problem. It's understood that you're saying people because they're asking you how many people. So when you answer the question 270, you just answered how many people. Question B. During the time interval, there are always people in line. How many people are in line at time 300? Okay, so you need to keep in mind that the number of people in line is the number of people in line at time 0 plus the number of people that enter the line minus the number of people that exit the line. I think a lot of students got confused on this problem because they were used to an in and out function, but this is different because the function for exiting is a constant function. So what we have is 20 is the initial amount plus the number of people that enter. So that's going to be from 0 to 300 because we want to know how many people are in line at time 300. That would be R of t dt minus 0.7 times 300. So when I graded this at the AP reading, a lot of students missed the idea that you had to subtract off 0.7 times 300. All right, now you can leave the answer as 20 plus 270 minus 0.7 times 300 if you wish. Or you can work that out since you do have a calculator, and it's 80 people. Question C. For time greater than 300, what is the first time that there are no people in line? So we need to take the function for the number of people and set it equal to 0. Well, the function for the number of people is 20 plus 270 minus 0.7 times t. So you set that equal to 0. On your calculator, you type this in, and then you just graph it, and you just get the 0, making your window from, say, 0 to 500. All right? And then you just make your y min -1, y max 1. So at any rate, this comes out to be t is about 414.285, or you can round, 414.286, and this is seconds. Okay, question D. Question D, and this is typical. The more of these questions you do, if you just sat down for 3 hours and just banged out a bunch of question ones, you would see that there's a pattern to them. For question D, for on the time interval 0 to 300, at what time t is the number of people in line a minimum? So the function that we want to find the minimum of is p of t. So you would have 0, 300, and then we need p of t. What are our other candidates? The other candidates are where p prime of t is equal to 0. The candidate test, I always joked around and called it the user test because we're using the local maxes and mins. Well, when we get the derivative of an integral, keep in mind, when you get the derivative of the integral r of t dt, this is just r of t. And we already know that the derivative of 0.7t is equal to 0.7. So I think a lot of students had trouble with this because they didn't apply that correctly. So p of t is actually just equal to r of t minus 0.7. You already have r of t typed in. So what you can do is you could just find the intersection. If you take r of t minus 0.7 and set it equal to 0, you really just need to know where r of t is equal to 0.7 from 0 to 300. So you just type it in, graph it, get the intersection. Now you need to store those values in a and b. So a is 33.0133 approximately. I'll just put 0.013. And then b is 166.575 or 4, whichever you want to write down on your paper, it doesn't matter. All right, so now you have your function typed in. So on your calculator, you would literally just type, well, we know that this is 0. We know that this is 270. That's without saying, right? Okay, so I fixed my function p of t.
I'm not sure why.
So I fixed my function p of t. I had copied the wrong thing by accident. Anyway, so you would have 20 plus the amount coming in and then the amount exiting. So this answer down here should have been 80. And we had 20 at the beginning. And then you would just get these other answers. You would just use your calculator and you would type in 20 plus the integral y1 of x from 0 to a with respect to x from 0 to a. And then you would do the same thing from 0 to b. So this came out to be 3.803, and this was 158.070. So the answer to the question, to the nearest whole number, find the number of people in line at this time. Oh, it was 2 questions. So at what time is the number of people in line a minimum? So you would say at time at t equals 33.013, the number of people is at a minimum as shown by the candidate test or closed interval test. And then it says find the number of people in line at this time. Justify is what I'm writing these sentences, and it's the work that I have on the paper. the number of people in line at this time is about 4, because they said round to the nearest whole number. Okay, so that's it for this question, all right? But it was a famous question because it was worded differently. And that's always going to be an issue with math. They change the wording around, then you can't just memorize the wording. You have to be able to understand the problem. And this year's AP exam, I'm suspecting that that's going to be the spirit of it. Thank you.